Welcome. In this video, we are going to break down the concept of expected frequencies within the context of the chi-square test of independence. This is a fundamental concept in statistics that helps us understand if two categories are related to each other or not. First, let's understand the goal. When we perform a test of independence, we are asking a simple question. Are two variables related, or are they independent? Independence means that knowing the result of one variable, like a person's gender, gives you absolutely no clue about the other variable, like their movie preference. Data for these tests is usually organized in what we call a contingency table. This grid shows our observed data. The rows represent one variable, and the columns represent the other. The numbers inside the boxes are the actual counts we observed in our survey or experiment. Before we calculate anything, we start with a baseline assumption called the Null Hypothesis. We assume that the two variables are perfectly independent. We then ask ourselves, if they truly were independent, what numbers should we have seen in those boxes? These hypothetical numbers are our expected frequencies. To find these numbers, we use this formula. The expected frequency equals the row total multiplied by the column total, divided by the grand total, or it might look arbitrary, but there is a very logical reason for this structure. Think back to basic probability. If two events, A and B, are independent, the probability of them happening together is just the probability of A times the probability of B in our diagram. If the red row represents event A and the blue column represents event B, their overlap is determined purely by their individual sizes. So, here is how we get the formula. The probability of being in a specific row is the row total over n. The probability for the column is the column total over n if we multiply these to find the intersection probability, and then multiply by the total sample, size n, to get a count. One of the n's cancels out. We are left with row total times column total over n. Let's apply this to a real example. Here is a table showing gender versus movie preference. Our first step is to ignore the inside numbers for a moment and calculate the totals. We find the total for each row, the total for each column, and the grand total, which is 100. Now, let's calculate the expected frequency for the cell where male and action movie overlap. The row total for action is 40. The column total for male is 50. We multiply 40 by 50 to get 2,000 and divide by the grand total of 100. The result is 20. Now we can compare. In our real data, we observed 30 males who liked action movies. But our calculation shows that if gender and movie preference were totally unrelated, we would expect only 20. This difference is a clue that perhaps these variables are related after all. To summarize, expected frequency is the hypothetical count assuming independence. We calculate it using the row and column totals. We do this for every single cell in the table. Finally, we use the differences between what we observed and what we expected to run the chi-square test and draw a conclusion.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.